Hello, everybody. I am yet again Price McKinney, simply put. And as always, I want to thank you for tuning in and listening. I'm laughing because I'm irritated within myself because I don't want to talk about this, but I have to. Dealing with mistrust. What sparked this? I was thinking about, okay, what video do I do next? I've got all of these topics, ideas that I want to deal with, but I had to kind of funnel that down and filter it through. And I was in a conversation with a friend of mine the other day, and that this is what sparked this particular topic. And I've mentioned it before, but it's an irritant because, number one, it's something that most people in my age bracket deal with, and it's not just my age bracket. It's, it happens to just about everybody. The difficult part about it is, for me, two things. It's me having to deal with it within myself, and the countless number of people that I talk to that still deal with it as well, and that is mistrust. And I was in a conversation with a friend of mine the other day, and after we got through, I typically always process my conversations with people, especially when they're healthy and wholesome, because I always have to have a takeaway. What do I glean from this, right? So one of the things that hit me was part of the reason why I'm reluctant and hesitant to date is because of mistrust. And I have accepted and admitted within myself the fact that, as I've said before, I've been married twice. I had 2 extended relationships following that, that were pretty lengthy, and I don't have any of those anymore, and I'm the common denominator. So I've at least resolved that. However, what I've come to understand even recently is how much of the trust factor, the trust issue, still affects how I view relationships. And I did not want to deal with it, because it's like, it's been there for so long. It's like, come on, dude, why are you still dealing with this? And the simple answer is because I've dealt with it for so long. That's the simple answer. It's subconsciously it's become almost a part of who I am, and a part of, how do I say this? It's been there for so long, it becomes a norm to a degree. You almost expect it out of everybody, and here's why I say that is because that's where the guard comes from. I'm not gonna let you in. This is you getting a stiff arm. This is as far as you're gonna get. You're definitely not getting into my heart. You go into whoever you're dealing with, and even after you've been in it for a minute, that boundary is still there to say, okay, I still got to protect myself, because at the point you start showing signs of anything that I've already dealt with, you're done. You're done. And it's really not fair to you. It's really not fair to the other person. And the thing that I'm wrestling with internally is, how do I overcome that? And I've got an answer for me. This may not work for you, but it's simple. And that is, who you're dealing with is not who hurt you. And at what point do you give yourself, at what point do you give the other person a chance? Because you can't, you can, but it's not, I don't recommend it, because I'm not subscribing to it. You can live the rest of your days and say, you know what, there's nobody for me. I'm not going to deal with this anymore. I'm not going to get hurt. Blase, skip. But as I said before, there are 7 to 8 billion people on this earth. Unless you're not a nun, you are not made to be by yourself. And especially if you've already been involved in previous relationships and or married and or with kids, you are not made to be by yourself. You just happen to be with the wrong person. And it may not even start out that way, but it evolves into that. And that's not necessarily your fault. So, again, at what point do you finally decide and figure out, okay, the person I'm gonna give him a chance. I'm gonna give her a chance. And again, that's why I've said many times, just go in, learn, laugh, and have fun. Learn the person, learn yourself, and just have fun. And don't go in head first. You know, I had a dream this morning that I actually started dating a chick. Somebody I know. We've never been involved, barely even know her, but I had a dream about her. And in the dream, we were on our first outing. It wasn't really even a date. And this broad, she said, well, I love you. Now, granted, it was a dream, but this kind of stuff happens. You what? This is round one. You know, this is literally just the introduction. And so my point in saying is don't dive into any of it head first. Just give it time. Give yourself time. Give the person time. But the mistrust factor, it affects so many of us to the point where it's crippling. And it's like, okay, you know, if you break a bone or you have a wound or you have a minor surgery or procedure, you know, your expectation is not to keep having the same issue or living through that same pain over and over again, which is why you had the surgery or why you tried to get it fixed. We have to condition ourselves and deal with whatever it is we're dealing with to the degree that we apply the same process to our hearts. And that's the difficult part, because you can't go have open heart surgery, and you can't go have get cut up and have it pulled out and it's a done deal. You go through recovery and then potentially rehab, and then it's a wrap. It doesn't work that way. It does not work that way. Unfortunately, it does not work that way. I'm strongly considering, and this is me just being honest with you all, I'm strongly considering counseling again, which I've not done in a minute. But that is something I'm strongly considering, because I'm tired of dealing with me. This ain't got nothing to do with anybody else. I'm tired of dealing with me. I don't like being single. However, I need to be right now. And I'm picky as hell, and for a reason, for multiple reasons. But on the same token, you know, how much longer am I going to keep dealing with this? How much longer am I going to not deal with a person, or not deal with, with dating or whatever you want to call it, because of what I've dealt with before? How much longer? That's the question I'm asking. How much longer are you going to deal with this, man? You know, and again, for most of us, and that's the challenge for most of us, we have dealt with this for so long, it's borderline become a norm. And it's really not. Unfortunately, it is, but it ain't. And that's the difficult part. So again, oh boy. Thank y'all for listening. Again, I'm Price McKinney, Simply Put. Follow me on Instagram, Simply Put PM. I've got a Facebook page that I want you to go to. Keep track of that. Simply Put with Price McKinney. Most importantly, follow me on YouTube, Price McKinney, Simply Put. And again, I'm not an expert. I just know what I know. I promise you. I'll see you soon. Again, thank you for listening.